Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. This time we are heading over to the Perfect Draft Pro. We've got a beer that was released, it's got to be 3-4 months ago now. I've only just got round to putting it in the machine. Unfortunately, Beer Hawk are releasing so many beers at the moment, it's hard to keep up. I'm not one to just keep chopping, changing to get the reviews out. There's only me. You know, I have enough trouble getting through one keg. If I had 5 on the go, I'd just never get them done. But yeah, heading over to the Perfect Draft Pro. It was a keg that was released, like I say, about 3-4 months ago. It's a French beer, and it is Castelain Grand Cru, which is a French farmhouse ale. So I'm guessing it's a French saison, if you like. It's coming at 8.5%, £42.90 for the keg. At the time, the discounts were still there, so I think at the time I would have ordered it, I'm certain, with 2 other kegs and got the 15% off. So you can say, what, £4.30, half of that, 6, would have got about £7 off this keg. So it's coming in at about 35 quid for a 6 litre keg at 8.5%. 6 litres, depending on how you want to look at it, yes, it's like 10.5 pints. A beer of this sort of style and ABV, you're looking at 330ml glasses. So you're looking at 18 of them in this. So if you work out the price, you know, like I say, you get about £7 off, coming in at about 36, shall we say, 36 quid. Your £5 keg deposit off that, 31 quid. I mean, a 330ml glass of this sort of beer, if you manage to pick it up, or a bottle, is going to cost you two quid, isn't it, more or less? So really, 18 glasses, 36 quid, is still coming in at reasonably good value. So let's stop waffling on. Now, I don't have a Castelain or Castelain Grand Cru glass, but I have searched the sort of shape and style, and it is similar-ish to this. This is about the nearest I've got a Straff Hendrick glass. So any second now, I'm going to pause the video or stop the video. I'll probably stop the video. We'll do a video of the pour, come back and crack on with the review. So let's get going. Right, so here we are. Apologies for the camera bouncing around a bit. Let's get the tray out. What I didn't say on the first part of the video is, on the app for the PD Pro, it's saying set this at 8 degrees. That's the optimal temperature, if you like. So yeah, for the first pour out of this, I'm going to go with 8 degrees, review it at that, and then if I do want to tinker afterwards, I can, can't I? So let's get going. I expect it to be rather lively as well for the first one, so we'll see how lively. Probably going to be a nightmare kind of lively. It's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. Oh, we're going to have a bit of spillage. We've definitely got a bit of domage there. Right, we are back. Beer in a glass. Now, that is the very first pour out the machine. That is still above the 330ml line on the glass. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I don't think you can because you can see the lettering, but maybe you can just see it just there. So that is actually poured perfectly for me. I think that is a great looking beer. It's sort of golden amber in colour, probably more amber in colour, a slight haze to it. There's a lovely 2-finger, absolutely beautiful, thick, dense, creamy head. It looks lovely. No carbonation going up. And like I said, it's a French farmhouse saison. Excuse me, just get myself sorted. French farmhouse ale, if you like, which is, you know, we're going to call it a saison. So, looks fantastic. Let's dive in on the nose and see what we get. I've got to say, I'm not a big fan of French beers, so hopefully it's going to be good. 6 litres at 8.5%, it wants to be good, doesn't it? Because, you know, you don't want anything too hard to get through. Let's dive in. Okay, there's a big maltiness for me. I'm getting a maltiness in there. I'm getting a hoppiness in there. It's kind of got a light, refreshing kind of aroma. I'm not picking loads up at the moment, if I'm totally honest. I mean, farmhouse ale. What I know of saisons, if you like, which are generally known as farmhouse ales, I would say I'm getting something a little bit different from this. But there's nothing nasty in there. It just maybe isn't smelling like I'd expect it to. So let's dive in with the Castelain or Castelain Grand Cru Farmhouse Ale. See what we get. Cheers. Yeah, that is lovely. That is nice. But for me, farmhouse ale doesn't, you know, like I say, it says farmhouse ale. I'm kind of judging it as a saison. For me, it's not a saison for me. It's more of a blonde ale. That's the impression I'm getting. But we'll come on to all that afterwards. Let's give you the start bits first. Lovely, lovely body. Now, like I say, this is the first glass out of it. It's got a lovely, thick, dense head. It's smooth. It's dense, to state the obvious. It's heavy. It's creamy. Carbonation is absolutely fantastic. It's lovely and smooth. It has a lovely mouthfeel. I mean, I think just before this they released that Victoria, the Belgium, their version of Duvel, if you like. Now, I wasn't a big fan of that. This beats the arse off that for me. Taste wise, there's a sweet maltiness there. There's a little bit of that, I would say, that sort of Belgian blonde yeastiness, if you like. A little bit of sweetness. Maybe an inkling of sort of an inkling of caramel or something. I mean, for me, it should be more floral and fruity. That's not something that I'm picking up on with this. It's more of a Belgian blonde ale for me. Like I say, you sort of get, you don't necessarily get that fruitiness to it for me. It's more of a malty, sweet caramel kind of thing going on in there. The body is lovely, I'm not going to deny that, but it drinks really light. And I'll tell you what, that 8.5%, you don't get that. You really don't get that. Flavour wise, and it's going to sound a little bit harsh maybe, but again, like I say, I was maybe expecting a bit more floral, fruity notes. But flavour wise, although it's very tasty, and it is really tasty, it's maybe a little bit bland. Like I say, because maybe I was just expecting a bit more. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the beer. It's really, really drinkable. It's a lovely drop. It has that French feel about it for me personally. Pardon me. There's something in there. It's got that, there's a taste in there that's typical of a French brewed beer. But really, in general, that is a lovely beer, and yeah, I'm really impressed with it actually. It's better than I was expecting. It's better than I was expecting for a beer from France, but it's not quite that farmhouse ale saison thing that I was expecting. But it's a decent beer. It's drinkable. Yes, it's high end of the price tag, but you are getting a massive beer for this. So for me, yeah, the Castelain, I'm going to call it Castelain Grand Cru Farmhouse Ale. Yeah, it's a winner for me. It's a nice drop, and despite being quite heavy on the body, and even though it's drinkable, it's still kind of heavy drinking. It's still got enough about it that you can get away with it in this hot weather. So yeah, it's a thumbs up from me. I think that's really nice, actually. That's enjoyable. That is enjoyable, and I would recommend it. So if you've had it before, Castelain Grand Cru from the Perfect Draft Pro, let me know what you think. If you're thinking about picking it up, pick it up, give it a go. Again, if you're just a bog standard lager drinker, it might not be your kind of thing. But if you're into like the Belgium ales, I think you're going to like this. That's it for this video. I know I've waffled on for ages. I do apologise. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe, and I will see you again soon on another beer review. Cheers.